but how do I know if it's a deal breaker or something I can work through? One of the most common questions I receive when someone is struggling with a situation, decision, or the opinions of a partner or someone even they just started dating. And they're trying to determine if they should stay or should they go, should they commit, should they move on. When we think of so many mixed messages that go into our relationship programming, as well as the impact of trauma and our other life experiences on our beliefs about ourselves, others, and relationships as a whole, it can be so confusing to know when something should be a deal breaker versus an issue that we should work on together and try to fix. Additionally, depending on how attached we are to the outcome of a specific relationship or situation, there's times when we're willing to just bury our heads in the sand and look past pretty rather obvious deal breakers. Or on the complete opposite, we tend to call it quits over the smallest things. Like maybe they like chunky peanut butter and you prefer smooth, and that's just too much to handle. With all of that being said, sometimes it's helpful to have just some guiding questions in order to assist you in getting some clarity around when it's time to move on or to maybe consider moving on versus maybe when it's just time to start buying 2 jars of peanut butter. So some questions that help to determine if something might be a deal breaker would include, is it negatively impacting my mental health, my self-esteem, or my overall quality of life? Is it in direct opposition to my value system? Is it a behavior that I've been told repeatedly will change and it still hasn't? Is it something that I fundamentally disagree with? And is it going to create long-lasting resentment? I totally want to validate that relationships can be confusing, completely confusing, complex, and overwhelming. And it can be really hard to know what the best option is when we're making these big relationship decisions. So before making any decision, consider just taking a deep breath, talking to someone you can trust, and engage in some of these honest self-reflection questions to really determine if something might be a deal breaker.